Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to a Huzzy Q&A. Not done one of these in actually quite a few weeks, maybe months actually. Not months, probably weeks. But we're doing a live version. I've not streamed one of these in ages, so we're going to be doing a live version. So the chat can ask questions live. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a good time. First and foremost, because we're going to probably get comments about it, and a lot of people in the stream have said about them today, the shirt. So a few days ago, I wore, again, thank you very much, Jaffe Lol for the 13 months of Prime, and obviously that might happen during this Q&A. A few days ago, I wore the Magikarp Hawaiian shirt, and the YouTube audience and even the stream audience absolutely loved it. And I'm obviously always wearing kind of dark colors, black usually. And I just thought for the summer, let's go a little bit different. And I bought myself 2 Hawaiian shirts, and then I've got the Magikarp one. So I've got 3 kind of more colourful summer shirts. And it's just a nice thing to do. It brightens your mood when you're wearing light colours also. So why not? So the first question is from Clonkis. Would I like Riot to make early game champions like Renekton viable? Well, that's the thing. They are viable, but it just depends on a couple of factors. In pro play, they are viable because they can kind of differentiate their play and force things as a team. In solo queue, again, you can play them. I've seen Renektons do well. The problem with an early game pick like Renekton is 2 things. One, it's on you, and obviously it's on the enemy team. It's on you that you kind of have to outplay your opponent in the early game. You have to get fed. You have to use your advantage of being an early game champion. And if you don't, you do fall off. And obviously, secondly, it depends on the enemy team. If the enemy team just be smart and kind of like, let's say in top lane, if there's a Renekton, you're against one, and you're kind of like, I'm just going to back off, let the Renekton do his own thing. Yes, I'm going to take some, farm against me. The Renekton's going to get ahead in that avenue, but I know I outscale. That's kind of sometimes the issue with Renekton, but it just depends. There's a few factors in it. But what would I personally do? Again, I think Riot really mucked up with the new items. I think many people probably do think that still. That there is no such really big thing as an early game anymore. And, the early game where it probably used to last about 15 minutes, I'd say on average early game lasts about 8 minutes at the moment. And that just isn't enough time for an early game champion to use their early game advantage. So I think Riot should really tone down the items and the damage, and that would probably give an early game again, and that's where things like Renekton or Shaco or Draven can actually feel probably healthy again. But that's what I would say. Next up is from Champ. How am I currently feeling about the state of League at the moment, and what would be the #1 thing that you would hotfix if possible? So I did just touch upon it. I'm not massively into the state of League. I think the damage is too high. Healing is still an issue. There is quite a lot of unhealthy champions. I've said many times the AP melee champions still feel really weirdly broken, and Riot just doesn't seem that bothered by that group of champions. Some of the roles don't feel healthy. Like, if you're not playing, I'd say, jungle and AD carry, the game doesn't feel great. Like, you're kind of irrelevant if you don't play those 2 roles. I would literally say support has a more functional carry stance than even mid and top right now, because support can directly help the AD carry. So I don't know, I'm just not a massively big fan of it. And with mid lane, because somebody's like, oh, you can do a lot in mid lane. Well, the thing with mid lane is it's not about mid. If you actually notice the mid lane meta, it's playing usually the AP melee champions and roaming. That's where Sylas is now the main pick. Echo is still floating around, obviously, even in the jungle. But Katarina, Kassadin is around. If you look at high rating, yes, you can make impacts in mid, but you're playing an AP melee champion that roams bot lane. It's not actually about the 1v1 of mid lane anymore. And I just don't think that's very healthy. And again, what would I make them fix it? Again, I think primarily the damage just needs to be toned down. Next one from Jaffe says, for deadlift, I struggle to do double overarm grip. Any tips for getting my forearm strength up? Yeah, again, I'm not obviously a professional, but one thing that has helped me is obviously dumbbell workouts I do. But a good thing for deadlift, if you are struggling with double overhand, you can buy these basically thick... it's replicating an axle bar, but with a normal barbell, that you put them over a barbell, and it makes the barbell thicker. doing that with a lighter weight will actually really get your forearm and grip strength up. You don't have to do much weight on it. You can train it with that, and that will probably help your deadlift in the long run. And yeah, that's what I would probably recommend. But obviously, also not just always doing deadlift, doing the accessory deadlifts, doing the the different versions of deadlifts that's out there, Romanian deadlift, etc. That all helps. My trainer also with me has a program that I do light rep work 1 week, and then I do a heavy low rep session. So like, for example, on 1 week I'll do 3 reps or 5 reps of 140, 150, 160 kilo, whatever it may be, and then the next week he's getting me to try and get up to the 175, 180, all the way up to where we're trying to get to is the 200 kilo for a single. So it's kind of alternating them, because if you're not like a professional athlete, our nervous systems do get fried sometimes, especially if you're doing heavy. You need to give them rest sometimes, and that's where you can focus on technique and the other things also. But that's what I would say. Tenshoga is, do I think Riot is taking enough action towards toxic rages AFKers? No. Probably definitely not. I think we all probably could agree to that. I personally would say the problem, and I'm a league partner, and in my games, I think it's pretty evident, as you guys probably know, I will sometimes go, oh, I'm going to throw an LPP report on that person. I shouldn't have to do that. The reason why that is needed is because we don't trust the normal report system. And Riot has actually put in place a report system for league partners. That shouldn't be needed. But that right there tells you everything, that the report system in game isn't doing its job. Because I will say, I've always said, I do not have power to ban people. I don't. But when I'm reporting people to league partner, I'm not abusing the power. Every single person, I would probably say, unless you're toxic and don't, want people to be reported in any way, every single LPP report I do is for a good reason. The person is toxic, they're AFKing or they're raging, they're inting. I think most people would agree, yep, that person should be punished. They're only getting punished because I'm LPP reporting them, not through the normal in-game report. So that right there just tells you it needs to be better for the official, in-game report system. So that's what I would say to that. But I will say, obviously, when I do LPP report somebody, I'm not somebody that will always check 3 days later, or is the person still playing games? I've done it very occasionally, and it does seem that when you are LPP reporting somebody for a valid cause, normally Riot does take action. For example, for those of you that watched the Ari game maybe a week ago by now, or half a week ago, we were against the actual boosted account or bought account of the Viger. It was guaranteed. It's 100% a bought or boosted situation. I've never been more convinced in my life. You can go back in the history of the account and behavior changes, all that stuff. I did check yesterday about that account because I was just interested. That account was playing a lot of games every single day and now has not played for 4 or 5 days. So Riot may have looked into it, definitely seen that it is a boosted or bought account, and they have probably taken action on that account. So, yeah. Next up is, after playing a game of Aurelia, from Brandon. Do I think she is hard? Do I think she is as hard as her main say she is? Oh god, no. But to be fair, I don't think many league champions are actually hard to play. It's more the knowledge element of champions that actually is the difficult part. That knowing the power spike of you versus the enemy you're currently against, I think that's the more difficult thing. Mechanically, I don't think Aurelia is that hard. I managed to pull off some pretty damn good things, and I don't play that champion at all. So I don't think Aurelia is that hard to play. And her kit is very fluid. So it's not like she feels clunky. She feels very kind of natural to kind of do everything in the right order, I would say. Next up is from J-Ball. What are my thoughts on jungle after the last few patches, especially with catch-up XP in the jungle? I mean, the catch-up XP change I think was needed, but I don't think it's really done that much because, again, they went very passive with it. It only affects if you are 2 levels behind the average level in the game. So for you to have that catch-up XP as a jungler, you need to be so far behind the game, it's nearly impossible unless you've been AFK. So it hasn't done that much, I would say, but Yeah, I think jungle is still a big issue. You know, I mentioned earlier, if you're not playing jungle or AD carry, it's nearly irrelevant. Jungle is still the primary role for climbing in solo queue. You're still the one that can affect all three roles or lanes. You're still the one that can get all the objectives. You're still kind of the glue to your team to do well. So I don't think it's fixed it, but yeah. Firekiller said, will there be content like Flex with Friends again? I love the banter with you guys. I'd love to. I really would. But the Flex with Friends group, a lot of them don't play League anymore. Jeeba's, you know, the head mod arguably of the stream, he's actually uninstalled League. Like, he is just straight up, I'm never playing this kind of game again. From what I've seen, you know, and I will say they a lot of them have stopped playing League the last few years. That, you know, it went down and down and down. But I do think a lot of the new items and some of the changes Riot's been making just kind of put the final tick in the box for those guys to quit the game. So even though I'd like it to happen, it's one that I don't think either they enjoy the game anymore, but it's also time. You know, as crazy as it is, we're all a little bit older. You know, we when we all gamed a lot with each other in World of Warcraft days, we're all in our teenage years. We had a lot of time to game. You know, I'd say the average of my online friend group, the average is we're around like 28 to 30 years old. Everyone's kind of in that area. I'm actually kind of the youngest at 26. But, you know, people have got jobs. Some of people in the group have got kids. It's really hard to organize everybody to be together. It's actually frighteningly hard. So we'll see, but it's unlikely. My friend Aaron or Tentry says, would I recommend trying to come back to the game during all this? So yeah, that is a common question I do get, is that, oh, Huz, I've been out of League for a year or two. Is it good to get back into the game? So I will say, fundamentally, I still really enjoy playing the game. Mechanically, I love League of Legends. That's why I still play it to this day. I love playing the game. The way that I would always word it is League is the best game to play when it's going well, but it's one of the worst games to play when it's going bad. Would I recommend getting back into it? I would and wouldn't at the same time. It depends what you want to get out of the game. If someone hasn't played it for years and they're like, right, I'm getting back into League, I'm going to get back into Ranked, and I'm going to be really hardcore and climb, would I recommend it? Probably no, because it is most likely going to end up with frustration more than enjoyment. And I know some people may be surprised at the answer, but it is probably true. But if you're going to get back into the game and you're going to have fun playing normals, or you will play Ranked, but you're not like, dude, I have to hit Diamond. I'm just going to play it and see where I get. I'm going to be more casual about it. I think it's a pretty damn good game. And, you know, if Riot does eventually get on top of all the craziness that they've done in the last year, I think League could be great. Again, like, if I had to give League a rating that 10 was its peak, 1 was really bad, I'd probably give League a 4.5 right now. So it's close to being good, but it just needs some help. And what I am hopeful for is, I've mentioned a few times, the head of balance, no matter what you think of him, he's obviously had his vision for the game. He is leaving this month and he's being replaced by a new person. Right, Scruffy, who is the old head of balance, or the current one technically, he is going to go work on the MMO. So they are going to have a new head of ranked, balance, all that stuff. It's the same person in one title. Let's hope that his vision for the game aligns with what some of us want, and maybe not what Riot Scruffy wanted. That's what I would say. Pleb Baby, do I think they should add another rank that split up other ranks, like they did with Iron? Yes. I was actually pretty hopeful for this, personally, when they... I don't know if... Again, someone actually can let me know. Obviously, I am pausing the chat, so I'm not seeing chat at, like, perfect timing. But there was a rumor, or maybe it did happen, that the rank of Emerald was going to Wild Rift. And I actually got pretty excited about that, because I actually want Emerald to come to League of Legends. And where do I want Emerald to go? I personally think Diamond 4 deserves its own rank. Diamond 4 feels different enough from Platinum 1, but also feels different enough to Diamond 3 that I actually think it deserves its own rank. So I would, make Diamond 4 current MMR Emerald, and then I would have Diamond above Emerald, or whatever. Make current Diamond Emerald and flip it. Whatever it may be, I would basically make Emerald the rank for, you know, current Diamond 4. I just think it would be healthy, basically. So yeah, like that's what I would say. So yes, I do think there should be another rank. I do think it would be healthy for the game to do that. Whether they're going to do it or not, I'm not sure, but I think it would be good for the game. Next question from Fram Queen is, will there be duo with Vixie? Yes, so this has actually been more on me than her. Obviously, she did have a break from League. Well, originally we were doing duo. I had a really bad early start to the season, and I kind of felt like a poopy League player because I couldn't even get back to Diamond, so I actually paused duoing because I just didn't... You know, I think everybody knows, I don't like the feeling of getting carried, and if I got Diamond in the duo series before I got Diamond solo, I would have felt terrible as a player. So I paused the duo series. I did get Diamond then on the King Pleb, so I kind of felt a little bit better about myself. And me and her, we've been in, obviously, constant communication. We were supposed to duo a week or two ago, and I have completely forgotten the details of the duo account. And for those that, like, just reset the password, I've also forgotten about which email it's attached to, because I'm a pleb, and I have, like, over 10 different emails that are linked to different League accounts and stuff. So I'm a big pleb. And then we were going to duo, but then I've been busy. Again, it's been a bit of a nightmare in the background because I went away to Wales and then I came back and I've been busy. We are going to be doing very soon. And if I can't remember the details of, I think it's Admiral Banter, the duo account, I'm actually going to be using the Huzzy account. Because some people have said, oh, Huzzy, are you going to play on the Huzzy account again? Are you just going to abandon it? I don't want to abandon that account. And a nice compromise might be making that the duo account. So that actually might be a good compromise to do. Having the King Pleb as the solo account, having Huzzy right now as the duo account, and then obviously having the EU Northeast Unranked to Diamond account. So that's maybe what we're doing. Hopefully in the near future, we will be doing in the next couple weeks. The weird thing, though, is I, at the moment, am mainly mid and then support. Obviously, Vixie is a mid player. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to queue up as in the duo series now. Like, I've kind of gone off top lane a bit. So honestly, I might be queuing up as support in the duo series, which is a little bit weird, but it might be the way of it. So yeah. From Jaffe LOL, what's the one thing you'd love to see in the new MMO? Can I answer this question selfishly? So if for those that don't know, or, you know, just were living in a cloud or whatever under a rock, League of Legends is making an MMO RPG. It won't be here for literally years because they are the longest developing games. If you don't know about, like, game dev and stuff, it's the longest developing game, an MMORPG. With all the internal systems, you have to literally make a legitimate... oh, well, I've literally forgotten the word. Not currency. What do they call... Oh my god, I've literally gone blank. What's it called, chat? Help me. Not currency, but... a financial economy. Thank you. There we go. Yes, you literally have to make a living economy, and you have to make that balance. That is incredibly hard to do, you know. So it's a very long process to make an MMORPG. Selfish answer of what I personally would want from the MMORPG. I'll answer two things. I'll say my most selfish answer for the RPG, and then a generic one too. My selfish answer is I have a dream of Riot talking to some of the more entwined League partners throughout history of League and giving us voices in the League MMO. So I would love if Riot was like, hey Huzz, you've been a League partner since the start, you've been in many Riot events, do you want to voice a shopkeeper in a random inn in the game? Yes. Riot, please give me a voice in the MMO, please. That would legit be the dream of my life. And I would actually say it's probably... I don't know, like, maybe I'm just dreaming or I'm crazy, but, like, I actually think there's a pretty good chance that Riot might do that, because, like, why wouldn't you? Like, you actually will save a lot of money if, you know, instead of employing... I know some people are like, oh, you should employ people, and that is true. But instead of, like, getting a lot of voice actors to do a lot of voices... I'd do it for free. I don't even care. I'd pay for my own travel. I literally will volunteer. I will come to LA or wherever, and I will do it for free. Sven, thank you so much, dude, for the tier 2 sub for 52 months. Thank you so much for being a pleb mod that you are. Thank you so much. But that is my dream, is be a NPC in the MMORPG. And it would be great, yeah, that someone just said in chat, I could call people plebs. Like, I could literally be a shopkeeper and be like, you know, what do you want today, pleb? Or what's on the menu, pleb? Or whatever it may be. Or, yeah, if I'm a quest giver, get going, pleb. Something like that. That's all I want, man. Like, Riot, please. That would literally... I could retire as a content creator and be like, I voiced something in the LoL universe. That would be the dream. And if you guys want that to happen, I don't know if we can do anything about it. Tweet somebody, I've got no idea. But that would be great. So that's a dream of mine. I've had that in the background for a little while of thinking about it. I think I told my girlfriend a couple days ago I really want that to happen, but we'll see. But yeah, and then the other thing, so that's my dream selfish thing for the MMORPG. Generic, I want it to be a Western MMO. I don't want it to be an Asian MMO. They're just different play styles. You know, Western MMOs are a little bit more casual in a good way for me personally. Asian MMOs are very grindy. So I'd want it to be a Western style. To be honest, like, if, you know, as dumb as it may sound, I just want it to be WoW 2.0. I love World of Warcraft. It's arguably what it is. It's my second favorite game of all time. League of Legends is my first, obviously, but WoW is my second favorite game of all time. I just want it to be a more modern version of it in the League of Legends universe. Like, I know some people are like, oh, that doesn't sound great, or they should do their own thing. True, but you know, when you've got literally, if you guys are completely unaware, the dev team that mainly makes up the new MMO team, yes, there's a lot of Riot devs, but it's a lot of Blizzard employees. A lot of Blizzard employees got poached by Riot to do this MMO. So I would definitely expect a more World of Warcraft vibe MMO than, let's say, Black Desert Online. So, yeah. It would be kind of cool, though, but we'll see. And then, do we have anything else? I think, last question potentially. If there's any quick questions, throw them in chat now, and then I'll answer a couple more quick ones. But the other one here is, from Kota, what is my expectations for the Ruin King game? I'm not really sure. Again, I'm very surprised that game has not come out yet. I thought it was actually going to be early 2021, and we're now midway or halfway through the year, and it's still not here. I'm expecting a good story. That is what I'm expecting. I will be playing it. I will be streaming it. I will be uploading my playthrough of it as well. Probably to here, the main channel is the second video of the day. But I'm just expecting a good story. I don't know if the gameplay is going to be the main drive of the game, because it is a single-player story game. But I just hope it's an engaging story. And yeah, it should be fun. And hopefully it's out pretty soon. I don't know when it's out. But yeah. Did I go to uni? Yes, I did. I studied computer science, specializing in game design. I got a first, which is the highest grade you actually possibly can get. What in League do I look most forward to? Not the RPG. So yeah, the MMORPG is probably the thing I am looking forward to the most, I will say. Other than that, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to potentially if they make League of Legends feel a little bit more healthy. Maybe. And that one was from Davy Swee. Clonkis says, what do I think of Legends of Runeterra? Would I make videos on it? Maybe. I played it when it first came out. I was actually one of the first ever people to play that game. If you guys remember all the way back at League 10, I was at that massive event in London, and I was selected to be a featured streamer. And remember, I was up in the box. So that was, like, really fun. It just hasn't grabbed me. But the problem is, like, a card game like Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra, it requires you to have quite a lot of knowledge about the game as a whole, you know, to know what every card does. And if I'm not putting a lot of time into that game, I'm never going to probably be that good at it. You know, that's why I'm probably not great at TFT, is I don't put a lot of time into actually learning it properly. I learn one comp and then roll with that comp until it's bad. And that's probably what I would do in LOR. I would probably have one deck and just spam it until it feels bad and then move on to another deck. I don't know if that's probably very good or not. Do I like the League lore as the final question from Roleplay? I do. I actually think a lot of the League of Legends lore is very, very good and probably underestimated. If you guys see back here, obviously it's blurry because of the camera, but that shelf there is actually all of the League of Legends books / comics that are available right now. So the 3 comics are the ones with Marvel. The one to the left of it is the Realms of Runeterra. It's a lore book. I've read through them. I haven't read the whole book. I've read the comics though, and I've loved the stories. But I definitely probably need to get more into the lore. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to when the animated series comes out, because that will be expanding the lore. There was, I don't know, the rumor died out very fast, but I think there was a rumor that Riot got a copyright and it was like a movie copyright. So there might be a movie coming, which wouldn't surprise me because Warcraft did a movie. So there might be a movie in the works or something within Riot as well, but I think that's only a rumor. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be it. Good Q&A, I think. Thank you so much. Obviously, for those that did join in live on Twitch, make sure, by the way, if you are watching the video, please do throw a like on the video. And, you know, feel free to come over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HuzzyGames, drop a follow. And again, just to finally say, like, a big advantage for doing that, in about a month's time, my birthday is here. And I will be looking to do a pretty big Twitch event on the day. And we are potentially giving away some kind of nutty prizes, like a laptop, for example, a gaming chair, for example. So that will probably be more of a live stream event than a YouTube one. But that will be around, again, if I had to give a rough date of when that event will be, by the way, roughly that event will either be the 3rd or 4th of July, because that is the weekend. I'm going to do it on a weekend because more people are around on the weekends, but it will be around then. But anyway, that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. How are you in the world right now? Hopefully you're keeping safe. Give me an update about that. And I'll see you guys, you know, subscribe as well. And I'll see you guys in the next upcoming content. And again, hopefully you enjoyed. If there was League content in the background or something like that, I probably had some spare footage. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.